All right. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're having a really great day so far. So, with everything going on, I think that a focus for ourselves and for those around us, if we're practicing with others, needs to be a focus on happiness and peace. So, if we bring our focus to that, then maybe that will infuse into our entire day. So let's go ahead and we'll start seated and find a comfortable seat. If you need to, you can always bring a pillow underneath the booty, underneath the sit bones. And then when you ground the sit bones into the floor, lift up through the heart, close the eyes. I want you to start with a big smile on your face, but bring all of your awareness to your heart. And as you start to soften into this space, soften into the moment, feel the back of the head drop, the shoulders drop towards the floor. But at the same time, feel a lift through the center of your chest, the crown of the head getting taller towards the ceiling. Keep the smile on your face. Seal the lips and start to bring that awareness now from your heart to your breath, breathing deeply in and out of the nose. Take a couple of breaths here to arrive in this space and truly start to shift your focus and your awareness to happiness. If you tumbled out of bed with a sour mood, or maybe the body isn't feeling so good, see if you can take this opportunity to change that focus so you can bring happiness into your day instead of starting your day in that sour mood. As you take another breath here, keep the smile on your face. You can switch the crossing of the legs, blink the eyes open. If this doesn't feel good for the knees, then you can always extend the legs out straight if that feels better for you. And then ground the sit bones back however you are. I want you to take a big lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, we'll twist towards the left knee. Bring the right hand on top of the knee. I want you to lift up through the heart and start to gaze over the left shoulder. And as you soften the collarbone away from the chin, give the head a few shakes, yes. And a few shakes, no. And just be really gentle to the neck since we're just getting started here. And then we'll pause here with the gaze staying over the back shoulder. Inhale to lift up out of the chest. And then as you exhale, you'll deepen into the twist. Maybe gaze a little bit deeper past the left shoulder. The next inhale will gently unwind us back to center. And then as you exhale completely, twist to the opposite side. The left hand's going to come on top of the right thigh, and then the right hand comes behind you. Find that lift again through the center of the chest. And then as you exhale, pull the navel to the spine and start gazing over the right shoulder. As you lift through the heart, take a full deep breath in, exhaling to settle. And then you can start by giving your head a few shakes, yes, on this side. Get really deep through the back of the neck. And then gently a few shakes, no. And then we'll pause with the gaze over the back shoulder. Take another big inhale into the body. And then as you exhale, pull navel to the spine and gaze a little bit deeper over that right shoulder. Use your inhale to come back to center, very gentle. We're going to separate and bring the soles of the feet together, coming into a butterfly pose. If that doesn't feel good for the knees here, then you can open the legs out wide. And so as you come into butterfly pose, bring the thumbs to the soles of the feet, lift up through the heart, pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. And then I want you to tuck the chin so you feel that lift through the back of the neck. And then when you exhale, hinge forward, bringing the heart down towards the toes. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And take a full breath here. And if you have the feet together, feel the inner thighs opening and then the knees softening down towards the earth. If you have the legs out wide, you can just hinge forward and you're still feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. And then wherever you are, we'll all take a full breath in and a full exhale to settle. Take one more full breath. And I want you to come forward. If, again, the knees aren't feeling good or the quads aren't feeling good, then you can do cat-cow in a seated position, either cross-legged or with the legs out. I'll demonstrate before I come on to the knees. So if you have the legs crossed, you're just going to inhale to lift up through the heart. Gaze up towards the ceiling. When you exhale, you'll round the back, bring the chin towards the chest and the navel to the spine. Use your inhale to lengthen wherever you are, and the exhale is going to round. So then for those of you that feel okay on the knees and the shins, let's come over onto table pose. Ground the palms into the floor. Ground the tops of the shins into the floor. On your inhale, reach the heart forward, tailbone back, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then when you exhale, round the back, bring the chin towards the chest and the navel towards the spine. Inhale to find length wherever you are. Exhale to round. Take one more breath. Inhale, finding length, reaching the heart. And then exhale, round, spread the shoulder blades. Pause here, reach the crown of the head forward. And then if you are seated, let's go ahead and try and come into a plank pose. We'll all step the toes back, bring the wrists right underneath the shoulders and reach the heels back. Be careful not to have the booty lifted too high, and you don't want to dip the hips. So see if you can find that nice long line of energy. So we just were doing cat-cow. I want you to press the earth away, slightly spread through the shoulders, bring the navel towards the spine, and then feel the back of the head lifting so that the ears are in line with the shoulders. Crown of the head reaches forward at the same time that the heels reach to the back. Take another breath in, nice strong body. And then as you exhale, I want you to press the earth away, lift the hips, find your downward facing dog. Pull the heart a little bit closer towards the front of the thighs and ground in between the pointer finger and thumb. Take another full cycle of breath. Take one more breath, lift the sit bones a little bit higher. Then as you exhale, can you lower the heels a little bit closer towards the floor? On your next inhale, let's raise the right leg up. Look forward. When you exhale, plant the foot between the palms. You can help it through if you need to. And I want you to bend into the knee. Make sure that the right ankle is underneath the right knee. Spiral the left foot down and look to see that you have a front heel to back heel alignment and that the left toes are pointed slightly forward. And as you sink into that front knee, you're going to lead with the left arm to come up into our warrior two. Extend the fingertips away from one another. Seal the outer edge of the left foot to the floor. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. You'll sink into that front knee, but you're not letting it go past the ankle. As you reach the fingertips away from one another, feel the heart opening up wide. The back leg is nice and firm. The inner thigh is rotating to the back. Take one more breath here, sinking a little bit deeper. And then as you inhale, I want you to keep the feet where they are, but I want you to straighten the legs. So as you inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, palms touch overhead. As you exhale, bend back into warrior two. Inhale to come up, straighten legs, straighten the arms. Exhale, find warrior two. One more time. Inhale, pause here, straight leg, straight arm. Bring the arms out to a T. I want you to look down. Make sure you're pressing down into the ball of the right foot. Make sure you're not bending or hyperextending into that right leg. Put a slight bend in the knee, and then keep the heart lifted with the right fingertips hinge forward at the hips. When you exhale, the right hand can come down to the thigh if that's where your flexibility is. If you have the reach, maybe it comes down to the shin, left arm comes up. You can start to walk the hand down, but I don't want this left hip start to rotate. So keep the integrity of the pose, pull the left hip back, rotate the right ribs forward so everything, if you were on a mat, is facing the wide side of a mat. The palm is just lightly resting on that shin or on the thigh, somewhere just not on the knee joint. And then the left hand again can be extended up, or you can have it down at the hip. And then wherever you want to be, if the neck feels okay, then you can look up towards the ceiling, maybe at that thumb if it's lifted. You can keep the gaze neutral or maybe down at that right big toe. And then wherever you want to be, challenge your balance. We'll all find a couple of breaths in stillness here. Keep pressing into both feet evenly. Don't forget to breathe deeply in through the nose and out of the nose. And then look down, put a little bend in this right knee. The right hand is going to come all the way down, followed by the left hand. Look forward towards this right big toe. I want you to spring the left foot forward next to the right. You're in a forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Hands are going to come to the shins. Roll the weight into the toes. And then as you exhale, forward fold, bring the navel towards the spine, come all the way down. One more time, inhale, flat back, hands to the shins, reach the heart forward. This time as you exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back into your push-up or your plank pose. The wrists are right underneath the shoulders, reach the heels back, crown reaches forward. Feel the back of the head lift so that the ears are in line with your shoulders. Navel comes to the spine. Take one more big breath in. And then use your exhale to lift the hips into downward facing dog. Soften your heels towards the floor. Bring all of that weight in between the pointer finger and thumb and press your mat or the floor down and forward. Take another big breath in. Soften the heels as you exhale. Take one more breath here in softness. And then use your next inhale to raise the left leg up. Look forward. Help the foot between the palms. Can walk it forward just a little bit. Make sure that the ankle is right underneath the knee. And then this time we'll spiral the right foot down. I want you to make sure that the right toes are slightly pointed forward and that the left heel would intersect either the back heel or arch if you drew a line. And then as you sink into that front knee, scoop the left sit bone underneath the hip. And we're going to lead with our right hand. My back will be towards you so you can see the opposite side. Use your inhale to lift all the way up. As you extend the fingertips away from one another, seal the outer edge of the right foot to the mat, spiral the inner right thigh to the back. And as you sink into the front knee, make sure it doesn't go past the left ankle. Soften the shoulders. Take a look at the back arm. Make sure it's coming out of the body straight. Then as you open the heart to the wide side of a mat, if you were on one, you'll sink a little bit deeper here. Find your breath. The gaze is over the front middle finger. Take one more cycle here. And then on your inhale, we'll straighten the legs and we'll straighten the arms. Press into the ball of the left foot. As you exhale, come back into warrior two. Extend the fingertips away from one another. Inhale to straighten. Look at the palms as they touch. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to straighten. Pause here. Keep reaching the fingertips forward. And then now we're going to bring the arms out to a T. Look down, make sure you're not hyperextending into that left knee. Press into the ball of the left foot. On your next inhale, hinge forward. Exhale is going to bring the hand to the shin. The right hand can be at the hip or extend it right up to the ceiling. And as you extend the right fingertips forward, feel the left ribs start to rotate so that the heart can shine more towards the ceiling. And then maybe you start to walk the left hand down. It can come onto a block or the floor, but I don't want you to compromise the pose by letting the right hip dip. So make sure that you still open up through that right hip. Wherever you choose to be, keep pressing into the ball of the left foot. Outer edge of the right foot is sealed to the floor. Take another breath to lengthen through the right fingertips. And then we'll put a little bend back in that left knee. Left hand comes all the way down to the floor, followed by the right. Look forward. You're going to step the right foot next to the left. Inhale to come up halfway, roll the weight into the toes, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to forward fold, navel comes towards the spine. One more time. Inhale, flat back, reach the heart forward. Exhale to forward fold. Put a bend in the knees, arms come out to a V. Inhale to rise all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale to pull the hands down to the heart. Feel the thumbs pressing into the heart. Put that smile back on your face if you've lost it. And as you root the feet into the floor, pull the navel towards your spine. Shoulder blades pull together behind the heart. And you'll lift through the top of the head, but feel the chin slightly tucked so that the back of the neck is long. Take one more full breath here. Then you'll blink the eyes open. Bring the hands to the hips. I want you to bring the feet hip width distance apart. Ground into both feet evenly. As you root the heart up, don't jet the pelvis forward. Drop the sit bones down, but engage the core so you can lift up through the chest. Watch for the ribs jetting forward. And as you bring the hands to the sides of the body, find your mountain pose. Tuck the chin slightly back, the neck is long. Close the eyes if you would like. Take a full cycle of breath here. Feel everything aligned right over the ankles. And then blink the eyes open if you close them. Hands are going to come to the hips. Start by bringing the weight into the right foot. If you have a little bit of trouble balancing today, then maybe you go over to a wall or to a chair. And we'll start by bringing the left foot to a kickstand to the right ankle. Now, as you root into the right foot, be careful not to let the right hip start to jet out. You still want to hug everything into center. You can start to bring that left foot up the leg. You don't want to rest it on the knee joint, so either below the knee or bring it completely above the knee joint. Now, as you press the foot into the thigh, at the same time, feel the thigh pressing into the foot. The right foot is grounding into the floor. So at this point, you probably want to stop watching me and find a dristi. So something that is not moving either on the floor, maybe 3 or 4 feet in front of you, or on a wall. Now, as you lift up through the heart, feel the left knee slightly pointed forward so that the hips and the shoulders stay square. Keep pressing the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot, lift up through the heart. And then whenever you're ready, you can keep the hands wherever you have them, or maybe you extend them up towards the ceiling. Find your balance, soften through the shoulders. Find a full breath here. Keep your smile. And then bring the hands to the heart first. Try to stay balanced. Bring the left knee in line with the left hip. Keep rooting into the right foot. Stand tall. And then as you exhale, we'll release the left foot down. Maybe notice how that right leg feels. It might be fired up a little bit through the calf and the shin. And then we'll release the hands down towards the sides. Find our mountain pose and close the eyes. We'll just take a breath here, maybe tuning into the difference in the body and in the mind. Keep the smile on your face. Lift through the center of the chest. And then begin to bring the weight into the left foot. Blink the eyes open. Hands can come to the hips. Start with a kickstand with the right foot at the left ankle. And as you ground into the left leg, you're still lifting up tall through the center of the chest, through the crown of the head up to the ceiling. You can start to walk the right foot up the left leg. Don't rest it on the knee joint, so above or below the left knee. And once you find that spot, find your drishti right away so you can tune into your balance. Root into the left leg. Root into the left foot, but feel the right foot pressing into the left leg and the thigh pressing back into the foot. And once you find your balance, you can keep the hands wherever you would like, or maybe you start to extend them up towards the ceiling. Keep your balance. Take a full breath here. And then first bring the hands to the heart. Bring the right knee in line with the right hip. Grow nice and tall. And then as you exhale, release the right foot down to the floor. Close the eyes, release the hands to the sides of the body. Find mountain pose. Root both of the feet into the floor. Lift the kneecaps up the thighs. And take a full cycle of breath. Hands come to the hips. Inhale to lift up nice and tall through the front of the chest. And then when you exhale with a tucked chin, I want you to hinge with a flat back halfway. Keep the back of the neck long. Root through the feet. Keep a slight bend in the knees if you typically start to hyperextend. Roll the weight into the toes. Can you come down a little bit further? Take another big breath in. Keep rooting into the feet. Navel comes to the spine. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, hinge a little bit lower. Keep the torso long, and then we'll exhale to fold all the way down. Grab on for opposite elbows. Sway from side to side. Keep a bend in the knees if the low back is sore. And then feel the heart coming closer towards the front of the thighs. You can even put a little bit more of a bend than you typically do. This really gets into the low back and the glutes here. Keep the chin tucked. See if you can bring a little bit of softness to the neck and the torso. Take one more full cycle. And then we'll release the hands down to the floor. Inhale to come up halfway. Reach the heart forward. Exhale to forward fold. You're going to bend the knees and come into a seated position, however feels comfortable for you. So if you started with that left shin forward, then you'll switch and put the right shin forward this time, if you remember. It's not a big deal. But ground into the sit bones so you can really root into the floor. Lift up through the center of the chest, pull the shoulder blades together, and think about leading with the heart here, but you're not jutting the chest out. So we're just lifting through the sternum. And with all of the awareness in our heart right now, bring that smile back to your face. And take a full breath here. And as you start to soften and relax into your day, notice how the switch of just getting up and moving for yourself can really switch your focus and adjust your attitude. We'll bring the hands to the heart. Keep the eyes closed. As you inhale, sweep the arms out to that V shape. Palms touch overhead. When you exhale with the eyes closed, twist towards the left knee. Bring the right hand on top of the thigh, just like we started, and the left hand is behind you. Lift up through the center of the chest. When you exhale, you're going to bring the navel to the spine and start to twist a little bit deeper towards the left shoulder. And then pause here. Take a full cycle of breath here, seeing if you can soften through the thighs. Lift up through the sternum. Take one more full breath. Keep the eyes closed. Use your next inhale to gently unwind back to center. And then you'll use the exhale to twist over to the right thigh. Left hand comes on top of the right thigh. And then the right hand comes behind the body. Inhale to lift through the chest. As you exhale, twist and gaze over the right shoulder. Take a full breath in and a full breath out to relax. One more cycle to settle. And then on your inhale, we'll come back to center. You can blink the eyes open if you would like. We'll come into butterfly pose or bound angle. Bring the thumbs into the arches of the feet, and then just start to press the thumbs into the arches, and then maybe the ball of the big underneath the big toe, and then come into the heel. And then we'll pause here with the thumb in the arches. Press the elbows into the thighs. Tuck the chin so you have that nice flat back like we've been working with. And then when you exhale, think about bringing the sternum towards the toes. So you might not hinge very far. Soften the shoulders down the back. Try and keep that smile on your face. Take one more cycle of breath here. And then we'll rise up the spine. Bring the knees together and extend the legs out forward. Flex the feet. Feel the sit bones rooting into the floor. If the feet together don't feel comfortable for the hips, then you can kind of widen the ankles. And then both, in either variations, the feet are both going to be flexed. And as you inhale, I want you to lift up through the sternum. When you exhale, begin to hinge forward with that flat back, so you might not go very far. Take another big breath in to find length. And then now as you exhale, hinge forward however feels comfortable to you. Maybe tuck the chin. Wherever you end up, I want you to think about lengthening the heart towards the toes and softening the shoulders down towards the sit bones. You can use the calves, holding on to the calves or the ankles for leverage. You can walk the hands down towards the feet. And then if that's not accessible either, you can always use a strap. You can just grab on to any piece of clothing. Maybe you're just grabbing on for your socks. Wherever you end up being right now, I just want you to pause here. Soften into the pose, soften your breath. Take another cycle, just breathing here for yourself. All of your awareness back to your heart. Keep the eyes closed. We'll tuck the chin, rise up, stacking the spine. Come into any comfortable seated position, maybe cross-legged. Rock the sit bones from side to side. With the eyes closed, you'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. Press the thumbs into the heart. Bring the smile back onto your face. And so it's up to each one of us to choose how we work through our emotions. Sometimes it might be more challenging on some days to find happiness than on others. But if you keep a smile on your face and you think with your heart, happiness will eventually follow. Take another full cycle of breath. And then you'll blink your eyes open. Namaste.